for Dr. Sunday, what other people say about you, I'm even talking about what other people say. If they come to you and they say something, you actually believe them. You take them for their words.
So what about you?
I don't take people for their words.
Oh, you don't?
No, I don't.
Why not?
I don't, because they've not proven themselves, and I don't care to invest so much on people that way until they.
So do you think most people are living like that?
Of course.
They don't believe any other person easily, at first sight.
Yes, so I don't even know how I'm going to say this to you, that it's like it's not just your character, it's your core. That if I don't believe the Bible, how can I even believe people? I don't believe the words, because apart from the ones that reciting that any weapon fashioned against you, even that I say it, I don't believe it. I don't believe that sentence, because if we do believe the word as he does, we will not be in this position where we're still seeking.
But I don't recite that word.
You don't, and that's what I'm saying, that even the one that I recite.
Me quoting and reciting, I don't.
No.
You know what I do? I convert. And I told you already the process I do. So, for example, if they say, no weapon formed against you shall prosper, what I do is, I just go to work on my own, open that scripture, and begin to do the same thing like I told you yesterday, like love is not easily provoked. I just do the same thing for myself. No weapon formed against me shall prosper. I see it, I play it out, I inculcate it myself. I don't even need to repeat it. So I'm not reciting anything. I'm not doing all those things people do. Christians do, repeat it, and confirmation or affirmation or confession. I'm not doing any confession, because I've done something better than that, which is I have converted and turned the word to flesh in me. So I just walk in it, in the faith, in the belief, automatically, without necessarily doing any gimmicks.
Yeah, gymnastics. So for me, that caused me, now that experience of from conception to delivery, that caused me to believe in a different way. This is practical God, and me being God, somebody that can create. If I say something, then my expectation now is that thing must happen, because I've seen it, and if somebody else says something as well, this is what we do. Even if somebody else says something, you second guess them that they're not going to do it, or maybe they will or they won't. He is always definitive, like on all approach. Everything has to be definite. It's not maybe not. It's definite. And even if it doesn't happen, okay, it's definite. I'm going to walk away, or I'm going to just release that thing. It's not dwelling on it. It's not thinking, okay, why not? Okay, it didn't happen. Okay, fine. But it takes it literally. I haven't read the Bible for a while. Maybe because I have an electronic Bible. I'm thinking maybe I'll have a different relationship with Bible by reading the words, and maybe I would understand it the way that he does, where he takes it literally. Like, if this word is this. And he's done that since he was 17. Since his sister showed him the scripture, 19. Is it 17 or 19?
Yeah, but I didn't do that since that time. I did it the first time that time. 19 is when the real system started.
Okay. How many times have my mom showed me or even read something to me in the Bible, and I said, oh, okay, it feels good for a second. As soon as I turned around, it's like, what's she even talking about? I don't even believe it. I don't register it. So I see that this sets him apart from many people. So Friday for me was the first day where Friday evening, following the prayer session, was the first time I thought, okay, when you reaffirm your covenant with God, when you spoke about your covenant with God, the first one that you had, and the one that you're having today.
That was Thursday.
It was on Friday, so.
Thursday night. Before the whole, that was when the first group of people came. We prayed in the evening before Friday.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, Thursday night. Okay. So that was the first, I'm not sure. So that was the first one where I thought, okay, now I'm getting something, I'm understanding something. And then on Friday during the celebration where people are coming, different people giving you gifts, then when the guy gave you the loaf of bread, 5 loaves of bread and the fish, I was thinking, and prior to that, on the Thursday, we'd spoken about...
Why me? You are talking as if you are talking to me, but you are talking to...
Yes,
everybody.
okay. So prior to that, on Thursday, we did the question time.
You already had a loaf of bread, right?
Yes, loaf of bread. So the loaf of bread, again, he remembered the conversation. Dr. Sunday remembered the conversation we had during the question time about Nigerian Transformation Project and the financial needs and how he's going to meet those needs. The person that was asking the question was saying that a lot of people or a lot of disappointments has happened in the past, and how can he guarantee or show the funds for the project? And he gave a very good explanation, which is not to worry about the funding, but even if he did tell us what is how is that going to make a difference. Well, he gave a really good account. I think you should watch that as well. That is not on YouTube yet, but it would be this week. So, but referring back to it, when he was given a gift on Friday, which is the loaf of bread, 5 loaves of bread and fish, I thought, wow, referring back to it to connect that conversation to that event at that point in time, again, tells me something that is purpose is very focused. I don't know if the word if I say the word purposeful, everything is thought about. Nothing is just nothing in his life or in his experience just happens. It doesn't just happen. It's something that it came from the inside, something that he's ready for. He's ready for all eventualities, not somebody that is waiting for something to happen and think, okay, let me go back and think about it and then come back. No, because it's actually developed himself to the point where nothing really comes as a shock. And when things come, he knows the reasons why it's in his hand. And he can refer to it and speak to it immediately, speak about it immediately. So that was significant for me. And also just seeing the Russians and different people, Ukrainians, they don't like to be called Russians, Okay, I said that before, but Ukrainians/Russians coming and giving gifts and, appreciating him and saying thank you and just loving on him. That was... important for me to see. And I think who's saying innocent Lord Maya Walaya, you're not alone. I'm a tormented skeptic. Oh, Innocent is saying he's a skeptic as well. I don't believe people will take their words seriously. I just want to see what the action is and kind of results they can produce. I don't even believe in the Bible. I only apply some of the good social ethics I find inspiring and applicable.
Yeah, but if you are going to be in the comments,
Sorry.
You are going to be distracted.
Yeah, okay. Let me go back. Innocent, you don't distract me, because that was funny when you said Maya or liar. So, anyway, so just that, where is it? I'm distracted. So just that, seeing the events and how the Russian Ukrainians were appreciating Dr. Sunday, that to me says a lot. Young, old, men, women, and they were really excited. They were joining in. There was no separation between us, even as different colors, black and white. There was no separation. We were all together, joined together because of him. And that, for me, was really important. The whole thing was important. Even the food that we ate. I understand that a Russian cooked a egusi stew that brought in Russian cooked Nigerian food and brought it over. And, I tried the food. It was nice. And, I felt like just making that effort to just engage and be part of Dr. Sunday, knowing that he's African and somebody went out of their way, a Russian, Ukrainian, cooked that food. Again, that's significant to me. I know it's just food, but that is really significant. And then a lot happened on Friday. Friday really is key to all this, because Friday was in the house and people were coming in and out. And then there was a soldier who gave a gift from all the soldiers in war currently. You know, there's war in one part of Ukraine, I think is the northern part. And eastern part of Ukraine. And he said the soldiers what's his words? His words were risk their lives to sign the flag of Ukraine, to hand it over. So he came to deliver the flag to Dr. Sunday and thank him for what he has done. And I've experienced that. I understand, and actually I've also experienced that they're good people. There are people that like Dr. Sunday in Ukraine, and there are people that don't. You know, it's almost equally. So you never know which bag you're going to pick with experience. But the good overrides the bad. And, you know, just hearing, that was very touching, that the soldier came in his soldier uniform to deliver that and thank him and appreciate him. That was really touching, just to watch that. So, and the video, we watched the video of message from Pastor Bosse and the children, and the message that they recorded, even though they were here, but it was nice to see that it was a recorded message where we sat down to listen. And what Pastor Bosse was saying about Dr. Sunday, wow, it was just, she remembered when they first met, when she met him, and all the things that she said. It was just like, for her, the way she was talking, it was just like it was yesterday. She, her account and how she referenced Dr. Sunday, you can see that, you know, this is like genuine. It's not even genuine. It's not about love. It was just genuine respect for a husband, for the person that he is, for how he's evolved over time. And, you know, somebody that is really proud to speak of her husband. So that was good. And then Pearl's congratulatory message was also important for me. And I think she repeated the words that I remember is that, you know, her dad saying that he wasn't perfect. When he goes to heaven, what he would like to say to God is that, I'm sorry, I wasn't perfect. I didn't deliver I was not perfect. I wish I could be even more perfect for you. And Pearl was like to her that he was perfect. He was everything. How can he think that he's not perfect? So hearing that from a daughter to a father, that again, I think that is really significant. I know a lot of people say they like their dad, or, you know, some do, some don't. But to a young lady to say their father is perfect, you know, and she's a wise girl. She's not a girl that just says whatever, oh, I love my daddy or whatever. She gave reasons. She gave the points why her dad is perfect, and that was a big deal for me. So those two resonate in my head until the Sunday when the others were giving their testimony as well. Also, although they gave their testimony in the video as well, but Pastor Bosse and Pearl resonated in my head. And just the whole day, just being together, just having everyone together on Friday was really good for me. That, you know, day one, this is how it is. Then day two, I just felt like, you know, the best is yet to come each day, and each day surpassed the day before. So on the Saturday that I have been to the Admiral Center before when Dr. Sunday showed us, so I've had that privilege to see what it looked like and everything. But going back, on Saturday to see the place and see the decoration, the settings, how everything is been set up. There were islands. I think there were 19. I'm saying 20, that then 22. Okay, so I'm saying that I was saying 19 because maybe 19 was the last table that I saw number. But 22, I even thought there were more because they were on islands and, people had their table. I remember when I went and I was saying to Dr. Sunday that maybe we should have it in another area, like the play area. I just said it like, okay, because this is like really massive and there's a lake in the middle of it, that should we have it there? And he said, oh, this is the children play area. And I thought, okay, I just want him to do the things that he wanted, but to see it and again see it live, that, if you can dream something, that says something to me again. And this is also related again to his teaching for me, that he can see it. The things that you can't see, you can see it. Because when we went to the Admiral, I was thinking about the resorts and all the things that is available there that you can do just for me to go there and to go there as a spa day. But to actually see that he saw the vision of how it's going to look. I didn't even see that vision. I saw the place. I went there. They showed us the place, but I didn't see that vision. I don't know if he saw a picture. They showed him a picture of how it's going to look. I don't think so, but to see that exactly, this is another thing where I'm thinking whatever you believe, whatever you think that is possible, and it's possible. And you take the actions to make it happen, it would happen. So that's another preaching coming to reality for me, because it was exactly, or even more than he had explained that the day that we went a few weeks ago, where he said, this is how it's going to be. And it was exactly like that. And okay, that's just the scenery, and the scenery was beautiful. But the other thing is the experience there. Dr. Sunday dancing to each table to congratulate guests on each table. It's a 360. It's like a huge circle. If you've seen any of the videos, so going on each table and greeting people and thanking them. Somebody said it was like a wedding, because maybe weddings in a hall, they go around to some tables and thank people. When the bride and groom comes in or after a while, and it was exactly like that. But it wasn't just like a wedding. I wasn't even thinking of a wedding. I was just thinking of the fact that it's his birthday, and I think that it was actually celebrating people. It was taking the opportunity to say thank you to everybody and appreciate everybody individually. So we came to celebrate him, but it seems like he was actually celebrating us by getting up, going around, dancing with Basse, going around and dancing. It was just such a joyous thing and a lot of effort to go around the whole 360-degree round, greeting people. That was really good. And he didn't just dance and just greet them. He would take pictures, talk to some of them. That was a big deal. These are guests that I invited, and he treated everybody as though they're the most important people in the space at the time. So that was great. And then the students, they came round from one side dancing. I love that as well, dancing. And then the Ukrainian from another side. So we all came together, we were dancing. That was just great moments. There's several great moments in there on Saturday. Really, really good. I'm conscious of time, and I know it's late, so other people need to speak. So on Sunday, so I'm jumping to Sunday, but Saturday was fantastic. I love Saturday. And Sunday, at the end, and Dr. Sunday appreciating people. So first of all, Sunday in the church hall itself, it was set up like a dinner hall. With tables and food served in the church. And, I know how people, the church that I used to go, it's like, oh, don't eat in the church, don't do this in the church. I know it's a special day. And they just attach so many nonsense things that they're not important to church, to God, as though I'm staying in church or staying in God for eating. I know sometimes people need to be kept in check, because, they just go out of order. But don't do this, don't do that, it was too much. So at first when I saw the setting, it was beautiful, the way it was set up as well. I was thinking, in church, my religious mind just wanted to kind of play in, but I've been transformed, at least slowly. So that religious mind didn't even last half a second. And I just saw the beauty rather than the judgment of, church, the beauty. And everyone was just so relaxed, and they were eating and enjoying the moment there, celebrating Dr. Sunday, and people singing, coming up, wishing him a happy birthday, and the service was going on better than normal. So I was thinking, this is just like being in the presence of God. You're not worried about anything. You don't need to worry about anything. You're just there in his presence and just being yourself as you would normally be, anywhere else. So I love that. And also the testimonies. But I think other people will talk about the testimony, especially the one from the family. And
what touched you?
Okay, the one that touched. Okay, I'll tell you what touched me was Dr. Sunday talking about his brother Kenny, and this brother came up and
Kenny.
Is it Kenny? Uncle Kenny?
Taye,
they're twins. Kenny is the second one. So, but Kenny wasn't around, so it's Taye. So, talking about him, he was there. And Dr. Sunday, in his usual style, he doesn't really hide anything. He's very transparent. And he talked about who Brother Taye is to him. And that Brother Taye was the one, and he's told us this story, it's a similar story before, was the one that told Sister Laide that Sister Laide must make sure that he does the exam and pass, so that he can get out of the village before Sister Laide. He prompted Sister Laide, basically. And he didn't just say the good things about what happened with Brother Taye. He also pointed out something that, even though at the time it might seem bad, but it was really significant for me that Dr. Sunday said it, because Brother Taye was the one that beat the hell out of him when he was young, because he was stubborn, and apart from him being stubborn, he just beat him out of his frustration. This is just human for me to see this, because in celebration, in parties, you want to talk good about everything, and everyone is just so false, so fake, so plastic. There was nothing that is real. Plastic. Nothing is real. It's just like, this person is great. This person did this. And that was important for me to grow as a person, to understand that even in my wrong, when I do wrong, I can forgive. Even when other people do wrong by me, I can forgive and love. For me, that is demonstration of love. And even in the jest that Brother Taye took it, Brother Taye probably has his regret in it, but he was there loving, they were loving each other, being gracious towards each other. He said what he wanted to say, that, this is what happened. And Dr. Sunday said that this was also in his frustration, because the family were going through a lot of challenges during that time. And Brother Taye was frustrated. And this is one thing that we all don't take into account. We just take into account the bad or the negative things that somebody did to us. We don't take into account where they're coming from. And I think Dr. Sunday has spoken about that as well before, that good and bad works will, or works in the, it's all good. They all have their uses. And just in a few minutes, this is not a long testimony, it's not a long, but in a few minutes, I feel like it's changed many people's lives. Anybody that can think in that moment would be able to forgive. Anybody that can think would understand that people do things out of their frustration, out of their experience, out of their point of view. So these are all the things that it teaches us, that, point of view, inferences, is example from his life as well. And on that joyous occasion, which is his birthday, to give that in the presence of that person that it happened with, and there was no awkward moments, even in saying that. It wasn't awkward. It was just out of love and out of, this guy did this, he was also good in this way, he did this, but this is my brother, this is the oldest of the Adelaja family, this, just saying all those things, it's just so human. I know we all come from family and we think our family is bad, somebody is bad in our family, we hate them, we don't talk to them, we're not friends with them. Again, that another way of demonstrating Jesus to me, that yes, this is the eldest in my family.
Very, very good. So you mean there are feuds in the family because of what has happened?
Yes.
Okay, and that I was now narrating a situation that could have caused a feud in the family, but here we are using it for good.
Yes.
Oh, beautiful.
Yes.
So there are families, most likely,
Yeah.
who have not actually been able to overcome that.
Yes. And not talking about it, that's a good point. Not talking about it in open as well. They talk about it in a secret place. And I think even Brother Tai can forgive himself, even if he felt like he has done something wrong in the past. And, it's important when somebody forgive themselves, the person that they did wrong gave you the authority to also forgive yourself and forgive you, in an open place that, you didn't have to say, I love him. But in your words, in Dr. Sunday's words, he's saying that I love him. He's my brother. He gave me this. He gave my sister this information that helped me. And even though he beat the hell out of me, I still love him. He was from his frustration. I understand. And he's still my blood. It's the best thing. You didn't say he's the best thing. It's just one of the best things that has happened to me. You didn't have to use those words, but you communicated to me those words. And, this is another thing that set Dr. Sunday apart for me as a human being, that even in all those things, he can come together and equates all those experiences to what he's using to love people, what he's using to understand people, what he's using to deliver other people, to deliver other people. Because unless you don't think you're not in this world, you've had family members that have done something wrong to you, that you're still holding on. I've known of generation that tiny things they're holding on and they're not talking to each other again up to now. I know of family members saying, oh, somebody did this to my great grandmother from this town. And all those people that did those things, they're dead like maybe 30 years ago. And their family members are still carrying those grudges. And here we are explaining one side of one person and another side of the same person, and just saying that it is all love, it is just experience, it is out of frustration, it is out of this, it is out almost giving, it's not excuses, he wasn't giving excuses, it was just giving understanding, giving knowledge, giving wisdom, giving impactation. So whoever that is experiencing that, or has experienced that with their brothers or their sister or their mothers or anybody, if you can't really truly forgive and understand, then, and you're there on Sunday, then I don't know. I'm not your judge. But again, that was another healing moment for me. I'm used to he's a loving father, he's a loving husband, he's a loving that, they say, even though that was said in a different way, but I have never experienced that particular scenario, that particular moment during a birthday, the celebrant coming out and saying this, and not in a grudgy way that, oh, look at me now, I'm just, I'm great now you're celebrating me. It wasn't like that. It was just out of love. So I really appreciated that moment that I was there, and that moment will probably resonate for the rest of my life in me. And even if somebody have done something to me, I didn't, in my family or even friends, that moment was a moment for me to just bury everything, put everything, not bury it, understand it and understand their frustration, and understand with the love of God that everything is all good, everything works together for good, and be grateful and even appreciate that person. He appreciated him. We all clap for Brother Tai, and I think even when Brother Tai, from that moment on, I begin to actually love that Brother Tai more and respect him more, and just look at him in a different way, just because that information came out in the open. I've heard that information before on live broadcast, but not in that same way. It was like my brother this, and he didn't really say who the brother is, but saying it, repeating it again and saying the brother was just perfect way of healing me of any pain or any misunderstanding or anything that I felt like anyone has ever done to me in their family or friends, to live without any pain or regrets or sorrow about anything that anyone had done. So I love that time. And then in the evening when he had the presentation with the Russian, where he was giving them gifts, I understand, I not even understand, I have seen Dr. Sunday and the way he treats people and the way he loves people and the way he respects people and humbles himself. I don't really like to use the word humble because humble is used in a really wrong context a lot. So I'll just use the word love, respect, showed that they're very important. Each person is important. That wasn't the only thing that I saw. For me, what I also saw there was that Dr. Sunday separates people, hold on to people's good deed rather than anything negative that anybody could do. Because I personally don't believe that all of those people have done just good to him. I believe that they would have done good and they would have done some bad as well. But he chose to remember them and appreciate them for good. So that, that is just my own account of that, because I've seen a lot of things, and some of the people that is giving gifts to, I don't know all of them, but in my mind, it's like, okay, these people have not just been good all of the time, but he decided that I am going to appreciate you. I am going to remember you for your good, for the things that you have done. So a lot of people were crying. They were really sobbing because I was filming with my phone, and I could see they were just sobbing and sobbing. I think people were sobbing because they know that they don't deserve, some of them don't deserve it. Or maybe, how can he do this how can he give me this? There was a lot of...
Did you have live broadcast of that?
Yes, we did.
And it's not on YouTube there, right?
It's not on YouTube, but it's on Facebook.
Well, you were working on all those things.
Yes. Yeah. So that again, that was another extension of, who he is, as in his focus is on good, is on love, is on what is inside of him. It's not just on what seems good what seems good to other people. It is what is inside of him is much, much greater. I think this is when people say, they always recite, he that's in me is greater than blah, 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 blah. It's like, it doesn't mean anything. This means something, because what is in him, that is love, is caring, is affection to show to those people, came out. That is the greatness, because he demonstrated that greatness even in people that probably, maybe in my own eyes, is for his own eyes because he's the one giving the gift, but maybe they don't really 100%, because they were sobbing. I feel like this sobbing is not just like, you're sobbing like, wow, I don't really deserve this. I haven't been 100%.
Are you traveling tomorrow?
I haven't been 100%. So I could just see another way of loving people and not judging people from the one bad thing that they did, but choosing to love people for the one good thing, even if they did 100 different things and only one of those things is good, that I should still love and appreciate them for the good things and not even pay any mind to any negative things that people do, but just on the good things. And a lot of them give their own testimonies, how Dr. Sunday met them and how they are now. Dr. Sunday also talked about past events where, previous birthdays and what happened and what people have said, but that didn't stop him from doing what he wanted to do. And honestly, I just felt that the whole thing was just like his teachings coming to life. So his teachings for me over the last year, they were just coming to life. They were not just words that he was saying. It was now the life of it, the action, the reality, of all his teachings in 3 days. And I was saying in jest, which I think we should now, that we shouldn't just stop this celebration. And it's not just about partying. Partying is not what I'm looking for. It's just to continue to share his teachings and to continue to share our congratulatory messages. And just, I said for the rest of this month, but this month ends, and I then said, for the rest of the year. I think it's really worthy, it's worth sharing for the rest of the year. Not just because we want to show Dr. Sunday to the world, but to just show that this is how, to show the Jesus in the Bible. Because if there's still something in your heart and there's still something that you want to say to him, and you're just finding the courage and the time to do it, just keep on doing it for the rest of the year. Who says the Golden Jubilee have to end after the last day? Yeah. So I just think that we could just keep doing this for the whole year. Somebody would be blessed. Somebody would be inspired. Dr. Sunday really he himself doesn't really need all this, because clearly the last 3 days was loving on people. It wasn't even about him at the end of the day. This birthday wasn't really about him, because it was more about other people and loving people. And, he paid his money for people to go and enjoy, have a good time. When he could have kept that money, he could have done a lot of things with that money, but it was he just wanted to show appreciation, show people love, show, it's not really, I can't even remember if he ate in any of those celebrations, but there was enough food for everybody. We were eating, drinking. So I just feel like we should continue so that somebody will be inspired, so that somebody's life will change for the better, so that somebody would come across his teaching and say, okay, who's this person that you keep going on about the Golden Jubilee? And then from going onto his page, find out about his YouTube, go onto his YouTube and find his teachings. So just keep connecting him, and to connect other people, to just keep talking about, putting something out, your congratulatory messages, your posters, so that somebody else will say that I've never heard of Dr. Sunday, because we talked about people that are saying that they've never heard or they don't have the courage. Maybe one way or the other they will get the courage throughout this year. If we can just do this for 2017 and just keep on sending out messages and just posting in and putting it forward, whenever you feel like it. This is not a command, it's just a suggestion. So it would be great, because I see him as a different person now. From the last 3 days, I have a better understanding of who he is, how he's become who he is, how he's developed himself, where he came from. And then the other, he spoke, and I forgot to tell you, on Sunday, he spoke about another family member from a more well-to-do side, and how that was, what he saw first, saw us in a telephone in their house for the first time, several things that he mentioned that I saw in their house for the first time. And the son of the family was there with his wife and children and child. So they said something as well, and they were happy to rejoice with him. So that was also significant for me, because, he was talking about how one side were very, very poor, and this side they were rich. And this side, there was tragedy happened in the family as well, where the father died, and, but it was just being real, showing us life. This is life, like this good, bad, and this can happen, and, and they all testify.
You've seen everything now for its own glory.
Yes, yes. And even the rich Mr. Banjoko, his testimony, or what his words were, I know it resonated with me because we're saying that don't overlook anybody. Don't look at, and he's coming from a rich family, rich side. And he was saying that, not to overlook anybody, not to think that people can never rise, their children out there. That moment for me as well is something that we all need to kind of take hold of. Don't just listen that he said that, but actually make that into reality, not to overlook any child, not to look down on people and think that they can never amount to anything, or, where they're coming from, what's their background. So there's a lot of lessons in the whole celebration, lot of lessons, lots of depth, lots of inspiration, lots of miracles. It was all like miracles from start to finish. I don't really know what type of miracle I could even ask God for, because everything was there. It was a mixture of everything, love, tragedy. It was just too much, wisdom, power, everything was there.
Faked.
No, nothing faked.
Real life situation.
Yeah. So it's just like it was just a totally unprecedented. Yeah, unprecedented. That's it. Yeah. Oh, I didn't know. Unprecedented moment. 3 days, and I think that over the next maybe few weeks, I will still remember something that I haven't told you at this point right now, but that would, and I know several things already that I've given account of that have changed my life forever. So my lessons were, first of all, is that good and bad, which was part of his teaching in question time, they all work together for good. They work together for God. But in Dr. Sunday's life, my main lesson was that literally the word, taking the word of God, making it life, putting it into action, working on them, whatever area that he says, it comes to reality. It's not just words. It's not just the Bible that I grew up with. It's not just something that, is just written for written sake. No. So taking that, that alone, I think that will change my life on its own. Just that, knowing that somebody takes words and makes it into life. And thinking back, I should have known better, because in his teaching, he's taught us that when that we are creators ourselves, we're co-creators, we are God's creation as co-creator, and we're God in flesh. And, the thing about words that I understand from him now really goes back to the beginning. God used words to create this earth. He said, let there be light, there was light. So he's actually doing that with everything. Let there be this type of celebration, and this is exactly what we receive. Let there be this, I am the greatest, and that's exactly what it is. I am going to be the best in this, that's exactly what it is. So those words are life itself. So it's like when you speak it, it's life. Everything is life. And I now believe that when I speak something, it has to be life. It's not even just, anything. So I really feel privileged to be part of this celebration and just being alive in this moment, this time. I really feel like this is like history that we're making here now. That Dr. Sunday talked about the greats that made that influenced him, or that he studies. And I feel like this time I'm sitting with greats. And hopefully, if I develop myself as well, I will be a great in the future, and I would be a blessing to my generation, which is something that I don't even care for my generation to care to be a blessing to them before. But now I know the difference. I'm like the case of getting insurance to protect your children when you're dead. It's like, I don't even care. Everybody look after themselves. That was my thinking before. But my thinking now is just totally different. Just seeing how I'm not waiting any longer to die. I'm not waiting for heaven and getting my ticket to go to heaven and just sitting around waiting for the plane to come and pick me up and die, and go. I'm no longer doing that anymore. And this last 3 days is just something that inspired me. The last few months have been inspiring me, but the last 3 days have really opened my eyes even further. It's not about party. It's not really about, just the party that you see outside. It's significant. It's purposeful. It's about inspiration. It's about love. It's about human. It's about kingdom. It's about God. It's about demonstrating love, God, Jesus in this world. And that's everything that he did right from the conception, like I said, to delivery, to the execution. So it was, for me, the part that you didn't see when somebody is conceiving, to the pregnancy of running around, to the delivery of having the baby. So, and now the baby is born, we've had the 3 days. We need to nurture the baby to develop, to grow. And that's why I'm asking for the extension to the year, that we can't just stop here, we just need to carry it forward and continue. Because in Dr. Sunday's scale of gratitude, it's not about just saying thank you, it's about replicating. And if we can't replicate, because we haven't had 30 years of this, we don't need 30 years because it's delivering it to us straight away. But we have this moment to share his teachings, to give a congratulatory message so that other people will be inspired, just like I was inspired, just hearing other people. So let's just continue and just continue in this Golden Jubilee, hashtag Golden Jubilee, DSA Golden Jubilee, at least to the end of the year. Okay? So that's me for 3 days. Thank you.
Now, it's clear that Bayowa has been around because she's not controlled, she's not intimidated, she's not feeling compelled to stop or to round up or to shorten it, or what will people say, or but she's really having the liberty and the freedom to release everything she's learned and what is in her heart. Normally what I encounter is people are always controlled, even when nobody is controlling them. Self-monitored, self-deprived, and self-caged. They themselves are their own evil. Just like that guy that said he wanted to get to me and he couldn't get to me. He put it in his own head. So there are a lot of things that we are the ones who have caged ourselves when nobody is caging us. And my wife just proved to us that he's out of that. She's free out of that. She is going to release, and she's told to speak. And most people will say, "Oh, okay, I cannot." And then sometimes it might even be worth it for just one person to speak, for us to be able to get at least the full detail of, the whole picture from one person. Well, I don't think it will make any sense for anybody to add anything now, because we've had a great run with that illustration. I think it's pretty comprehensive. Actually, it's more comprehensive than every other one we've listened to or put together. So unless anybody really feels like saying something, yes, please, go ahead.
Yes, hello everybody. Of course, this is Lola talking. I've been listening to the testimonies of the wonderful 3-day celebration that we've had, celebrating Pastor Sunday's 50th birthday. To me, one of the things that I found amazing in the whole idea and manifestation of the 3 days is what happened way before the 3 days. And it happened it started off by Pastor Sunday telling us that I think it was a month plus or maybe even longer than that, he had promised that for his Jubilee, he was going to release a series of books. And his desire was to release 50 books before his birthday. And that was quite something, because to me, that's where the birthday celebration started, as far as I was concerned. And to me, that's where the giving of gifts started for me as I look at the whole picture. Because he had decided that how could he make this Golden Jubilee so significant to us? Again, he's not thinking about himself. He decided to pull out of himself and out of his content. When I say out of himself, I'm talking about his content. And put them in books, put them in manifestations whereby we would be holding what God has invested in him. It will be turned over to us in tools. It will empower us. It would give us direction, strategies, and many principles in certain areas that human beings need answers and solutions for. And so to me, the celebration had started. I was like, wow. The other thing I noticed, I've never seen, that's one thing I've never seen any birthday person ever do way before their birthdays, is plan all these wonderful books that we may receive before the actual celebration. I don't know if you noticed that when those books were being released, the topics were mind-blowing. I mean, every single one of those books, we want to read them all, because we know that when we read it, we know the impact that it will have in our lives, and it also teaches how to impact other people's lives. I found that to be absolutely amazing. And how could you forget that Pastor Sunday is getting ready to celebrate his birthday? And then the other thing too that was amazing, that I have never seen before, I don't know, maybe some of you have seen it before, but I have never seen somebody who is celebrating their birthday have tons and tons of congratulations. I would call them love letters of the way that they love Pastor Sunday. We love Pastor Sunday, his attributes, testimonies, all of it just written. I mean, it was every day. It was, I don't even know how many people were writing at the same day. Some people didn't just write one. Some people just kept on writing, about what Pastor Sunday means to them, what has happened to them since they met him.
Okay. You are a miracle. How could you have all this inside of you and be quiet for all this while we have been talking since yesterday? And it's 2 o'clock in the night that we woke up. You are waking everybody up. Everybody has was sleeping before.
I have never ever seen that before. I think if that were to be compiled, it would be a big book. Or I would call it love letters to Pastor Sunday way before his birthday. And it's still continuing. Then the third thing I also noticed is that people were celebrating. We were concerned that we were not able to do live stream when we had it, the celebration outside in the big retreat, area that we use. We were sort of concerned. I kept on hearing, we can't stream it, no live, or we want people to see. But we didn't know that the people were enjoying themselves, having parties all over the world for Pastor Sunday. I don't even think they even remembered that there was going to be a live stream. They were having their own personal live stream all over the world. Who has a birthday party like that? And then I will tell you, another thing that I noticed was that the celebration was so kingdom oriented. It even got to a point where we started saying, this feels like the Garden of Eden. This feels natural. It feels like this is what we're supposed to be doing as children of God. Loving each other, appreciating each other. There was not a spirit of jealousy. We didn't even focus. To me, I didn't see any of us focusing on, you look better than me or anything like that. We appreciated ourselves as beautiful as all of us looked. But we were waiting for Pastor Sunday and his family to come on the red carpet. We were not irritated. We were not anxious. We were not worried as time was going on. We were just waiting because we wanted to celebrate this wonderful gift that God has given the body of Christ. Every event was a testimony of God. Every event. Every time there was just testimony of what has happened to people since they've come in contact with Pastor Sunday. And I don't have to say it was hour by hour or if it was minutes by minutes, but it was just testimony on top of testimony. Another thing that I had never seen in a birthday event or celebration was, it was like Pastor Sunday is not even thinking about himself at all. He's just waiting for the opportunity. He's looking for that space where, how can I talk to my people? How can I encourage them? How can I build them? How can I make them see at this time that this is your birthday and the celebration is an opportunity for you to share kingdom knowledge, kingdom principles. From the beginning of this whole process of the birthday celebration, from the time he made the decision that he was going to release these books, what Pastor Sunday was doing to us was that he was trying to let us see that this is the kingdom way to celebrate one's life, by not just your own life, but other people's life. There's no way Pastor Sunday can do his birthday without involving all of our life's testimonies. He wasn't doing a birthday by himself. He wasn't doing a birthday by his own personal testimony. He was doing a birthday party with all of us testifying. People were testifying in writing. They were testifying in being present at the celebrations. I mean, we had dances. We had the band. We had this young band that played when Pastor Sunday and his wife and family came out of the limousine. They played so beautifully, so skillfully, so, artistically. I even interviewed the ladies. They saw me, we talked together, the girls. They were telling me 6 years old, they had started this group and so on and so forth. So this celebration, to me, I have never seen anything like this. I mean, to me, it was a kingdom. It was planned in heaven, delivered. You were talking about it all happening, right?
It's the essential kingdom, huh?
Yes, because it was planned in heaven, it was completely received, and it was completely manifested. That's what happened. That's why everything fell into place. Because it's a kingdom thing that happened at this event. And I truly love what Maiwa said. And there's something about it because, see, God has started something. And even Pastor Sunday has taught us that, okay, yeah, great, you've accomplished this, but don't go down. Yeah. It's to go up. Momentum. It's to keep the momentum going. So I really agree with Maiwa that this place that God has brought us through this celebration is for us to build on it. This Golden Jubilee, even if it's just this year, to build on this kingdom gift that God has delivered through this event, to build on it. And I believe that we're going to have the ideas of what the next thing is, but definitely we need to build on this wonderful events that have happened.
So you didn't go day by day?
You know why? Because people went day by day. And, I mean, I wanted exhaustion, for people to be exhausted of what to say, to really like just don't even have any more, because everybody said everything, right? And then you summarize the 3 days, but I was always looking at the very beginning at the decision that I am going to print out 50 books, starting from a few days before the month of May, and just have these things for us. That was the beginning to me. So it also ended the same way when he started giving gifts to the people he appreciated, over the years, the 50 selected people. So it really started with that, and it ended with that. So he was always giving, and I think that Pastor Sunday is like, he offers to God a delight of fruitfulness, which is us that he is invested in, which is those people that he appreciated. He offers that to God. And so it's like, it's the way to give thanks to God, to say, this celebration, what you've invested, I want to just really go deep down, dig it out, and I want to give it out. I want to give it out so other people can grow, so other people can know you, so other people can be in the right place with the kingdom knowledge that I am going to give them. So it's so powerful. So I just wanted everybody to just say everything that they saw in the day, because my mind was at the whole beginning that I felt it really started way ahead of time. Yeah.
Now, another question I have for you is this. You are emphasizing to a large extent the unusual things or the unprecedented things that this birthday presented to you, to the world, to the body of Christ. And you are always concluding by saying, I've never seen this before. I don't know, I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before. I've never seen this before. But that's not the kind of conclusion that I would have liked to have or to hear. That conclusion is called excitement or bewilderment at first. But the kind of conclusion that I would have liked would be principles, values, principles, values, decisions. So if you don't mind to go through the whole point again and come forth with some workable, livable, practicable, futuristic approach in terms of principles, decisions, values that could benefit not just you, but each and everybody listening to you, moving forward, the body of Christ as well. Oh, that's too complicated.
Oh, well, even if it is, I'll try. Well, like I said, the whole preparation, I think one of the principles is being purposeful at what you do. It could be events like a birthday party, but actually in anything that you do things on purpose.
You have to link that to what concretely? Are you talking about books?
Yeah, I'm talking about how you were purposeful in saying that I'm going to release 50 books by my birthday. So if I'm having an event, it doesn't necessarily have to be a birthday event. It might be a meeting, and I say, and what I'm learning is that to have at the back of my mind what is, I don't want to use the word goal, but what is the reason? What is it that I want people to receive actually from this event?
Now you are talking. Now you are talking. Because when you leave it out there like a white goose, for people, just express what you, and I want Anastasia to hear this because she often does that too. She expresses to you what has happened and what she says and what she has witnessed. Then she comes to her own decision. This is what I want to do. But you go higher when you go beyond just the experience, just the excitement, and the bewilderment. Or you even go higher when you go beyond your own personal decision. But when you go to now present it as a workable principle for everybody, and then you go ahead to coin out value systems that could be lived out by everybody as well. Then decisions that everybody could look at and yeah, I got it. I know what to do, how to live my life now. Not just birthday parties, everything, just like you said. Beautiful. So you go through, you do a run down. So I'm going to write a book. That is what? That is a decision. That is what? That's purposefulness. That is what? That is adding value to the world. That is what? That is kingdom. That is what? That is blessing others. That is what? That is people focus. That is what? That is so much. But people don't even see that much. They only hear what I said. I'm going to write 50 books. Wow, that's good. 50 books, yeah. Oh, 50 books. Oh, 50 books. Ooh, wow. Ooh. But all those principles that I just narrated, all those value systems that I just put down 6 right now. Just in a matter of a minute. So also with every one of those events that you had mentioned over the celebration, season. And so, keep on going. And it's not that I cannot do that for you, but I don't want to do that for you. No. Because I'm mentoring. I want all of us to mature and grow into that, the ability to be able to do that yourself. Yeah. Then people will know that, oh yeah, that's the way to think. Creatively, constructively, analytically.
Yeah, and also another thing is that happened in the celebration too was a lot of the relationships. Maya mentioned that the gifts that he gave to the 50 people is not saying that those people are perfect. Maybe, imperfect here, there, some incidents here, there, whatever, but they were appreciated. So for me, I am learning that if I have an event, I should not discriminate. I should not say I don't want certain people because I didn't have a good time or they did something to me, or something. But I should be able to include everyone and take them from them being part of your event. There was something that Pastor Sunday said this afternoon, that remember that even if you feel that they did something to you in a certain way and you couldn't forgive them or you can't forget it, but God doesn't leave them out because you have an issue with them. God doesn't say, I'm not going to hear their prayer, I'm not going to lead them, I'm not going to show them the light. So what happens at the end of the day is that if that person now becomes, receives the light, knows the way that they are to go, you are still sitting in misery and anger and not receiving what you need to receive from the Lord. There is no need to have that kind of behavior. That it's the good that you see in the person, and the rest you leave the person with the Lord. So I am looking at it that there is no reason to. There's always some good or something that you can remember that this person did for you. You can't use what wasn't pleasant to just cancel everything else about them. But it actually becomes more beneficial. It becomes it creates the kingdom atmosphere when you can bring those people to the event, because you don't know how people are going to be blessed. Like Maiwa was talking, I mean, I was really, really blessed with Pastor Sunday's brother, Mr. Taiwo, I believe his name was, because I just saw this expression on him when Pastor Sunday was explaining the situation. You know, he beat me, but at the same time, you know, he was the one that told my sister to talk to me. And I just saw this glow that came out of him. It was just like, you know, if you were looking for an angry face, it wasn't there. That is because it was a kingdom event that happened. It was the principle of love, compassion, forgiveness, knowing that, you know, God created that person. So for me, events should include everybody, really. It really shouldn't have anybody not included in the event because of one hurt or another. I think by including them, I think that God gets to work, gets to manifest his work in those people's lives. And I mean, it turned out to be a wonderful, I think another relationship is being established even in that side. Anyway, for me, what I gained in general is that to be purposeful, to be purposefully wanting your events, your life to be kingdom driven on purpose, to reach out to people, for the souls of men, for the salvation of the souls of men, and not to just half-heartedly do an event without understanding that this event is the event that can change people's lives if it's done purposefully. I think that's
Beautiful.
okay.
Beautiful. Now we see who Caroline took after. Well, you know, I think we had a good time. You know, is there any other person that is really determined to pass across his lessons? Because yesterday we went till 4 o'clock. Yeah, so we're still far from 4 o'clock. But so that's if anybody really wants to share. Because you are leaving tomorrow, why don't you just share?
I'm not.
You are not. So you want to share now, right?
Yeah, I just want to pass a comment and ask a question.
Okay, you want to come closer?
Sure.
Take the place of your husband.
Thank you very much.
He's kind enough to
Give your wife the moral support.
I just want to pass a comment and ask a question. So the comment I have, the lesson I learned was a lesson, a comment, is that during the last HMT, I wasn't here, so I watched online. You had mentioned you're going to release 50 books on your birthday, and I counted it. Guys, so this is end of the year, so I counted how many months we had to go, and I couldn't imagine 50 books. So I imagined there'd be pocket books, like little pocket-sized books, like just tips. So maybe, I don't know, a few pages, you know, just tips on, you know, I don't know, 10 ways to think creatively. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So I don't imagine actual books. And then even the titles, I thought they would be simple titles. Again, like 10 ways
what
to
are the
think.
titles that you like? Make a selection, or I should just pack everything for you. Have to pay space.
I think basically, I think the current books would be a good starting point.
Okay. Do you know when you leave in the morning?
I think we'll probably leave here around 7 o'clock in the morning.
No, we have to do it now. Get me somebody to, or get me all the copy of the book. No, not you.
So I was imagining first pocket-sized books, because I thought we have like how many months to go? 5 months, thereabouts. I'm going to print 50 books, you know. And I thought very simple titles. I couldn't imagine the thought process, even to make one book. I mean, they thought to create a title for a book. So I was imagining very nice, pretty, of course colorful, because you're always colorful, simple mini books. 10 ways to think, 10 ways to stop wasting time. I don't know, things like that. Just simple things, just like, but nice, like fun, like giveaway things, When I saw the volume of each book, I actually had to flip through it a little bit. I thought, okay, maybe it's big writing, like automatically. I thought it can't be. Very loaded. I just thought, how do you do it? So first, that's my first comment on, my goodness, I was expecting that. So my take away from that first is that you did things in such a purposeful way. So when you announced in 50 books, you already knew. You probably already had it going already. You knew what you were doing. So it wasn't just a matter of some kind of, quick, fun idea. Oh, I'm going to just do this. You already had a systematic thing you are working on. So you were talking with purpose to say, I will release 50 books. It wasn't like a myth or an idea. You already had a plan for it. And more than likely had the titles ready to go. So my question for you is, when did you start thinking of releasing 50 books by May? 50 books is a lot of books, and each one is this thick, literally. So when did you start thinking of releasing those books by May?
Okay. First of all, that your question should probably be a small indicator. And you mentioned it about being purposeful. Mrs. Shoronke mentioned it. So I'm thinking, if there is anybody watching us that is thoughtful, that's a thoughtful person, that is analytical, this should begin to answer questions like, all these things you are talking about Nigeria, the Nigeria project, Africa, big words, ambitious dreams, unbelievable statements, outrageous kind of claims. But, anything that is built is always built out of a prototype or maquette or modules. So people who are used to creating modules and prototypes, when they tell you that I'm going to produce 1 million cars, and he only has just one miniature prototype, maybe he's not as stupid as that miniature thing looks far from 1 million cars, where there's even not a single car here, just a miniature thing. A miniature doesn't come close to 1 million in any sense. It's not even one. But conventional wisdom tells us also that if you are a prototype creator, you can go to sleep. Because when you have that prototype, even if it's going to take you the next 10 years to build the process, the machinery, the conveyor, when you have the prototype, have the prototype. You know you have 1 million cars. So if I'm saying I'm going to release an X amount of maybe books, or I'm going to do an X amount of thing, and you are really seeing these things with your own eyes come to pass, started with Mayowa's impression, then you double on it. But those are just the little things that you have seen. You are saying, it's just like saying the whole world is existing like this now, and you saw snow coming down, snow, because it's visible falling everywhere. Nothing is falling. But because nothing is falling apart from snow, you are not talking about all of that thing that are not falling, but are making the universe to function. We are not even taken aback by those things, regular things, although they are not regular. But the snowflakes that are coming down, that really makes it to get our attention, and we'll talk about that one. So for me, you people talking about 50 books, is that snowflakes that are you? I'm just wondering. Okay, why is that anything? Why should we be talking about that when there are fundamental things all about his birthday that you know nobody has even spoken about, that you have not even noticed? But still, even with that little thing that we have noticed, the 50 books, for thinking people, they should know, when this guy is talking about Nigeria, would it be that he actually knows what he's talking about? With this little thing we are saying, that guy might mean business, or he might know something, or he might mean something, or maybe that's how everything works for you. So when I'm talking about Nigeria, is it not about time to begin to believe? That's just creating parallel. Not just to stop on deliberating about a book, but seeing a bigger picture and being futuristic and having foresight. So what are the things, the events of the moment? What are the things these events of the moment are telling us about the events of the future? That's what I'm trying to address. So the things that I'm saying today, the visible, the observables of now, what is that telling me about the invisible future? Because the things that we see, the stars, the moon, the firmament, the cloud, they are supposed to be telling me something about the things that I don't see. And if you walk with God, if you're a friend of God, you're supposed to be building your life in the same pattern, like God's pattern. Making people to see a little about the bigger future that is invisible to them right now. So whenever you see Pastor Sunday do anything or act anyway, put that principle just for your own sake at the back of your mind. What principle? That anytime I see Pastor Sunday do something, could it mean, and it's not could it, it is just that is the way I've been operating for the last 25 years. So it is just we are seeing something that is always pointing to something much more bigger. That is now relating the book, the 50 books, to the Nigeria. So, for example, I might not talk about it. If you have not spoken about it now. I'm the one who knows what is happening. I am not expecting everybody else to know what's happening and to see that correlation. I'm not expecting anybody to see that correlation, but I am also, on the other hand, thinking that in case there might be a thinking person in the crowd, I expect those to see. I think we need to open something up. It's getting hotter for me. At least since we are not in Nigeria, you can still enjoy the breeze.
It's a hot topic as well.
Yep.
You made the topic just myself.
It's a hot topic.
He's cooking the mind and the brain. Okay. You open fully, right? Everything. Okay. So I've just painted one coloration. What do you call it? Coloration of correlation of one event with another. Let me give you another picturesque correlation of how the things that we see are simply a pointer to the bigger things we don't see yet. You are talking of 50 books that I announced in April and are already out in May. That should tell you more than that, the 50 books. That should tell you about a way of thinking or a lifestyle that is based on system. So, I don't walk by my feet or my hands. And I think Mayowa could tell you a little bit about that one. Because that's one of the things I'm telling her and working on her to get. You know, it's like the mind, the sleeping mind is waking up a little bit for her. But those legs and those hands, they might still a little bit be walking more rigorously than the mind. That's for Mayowa. But most people in the world are like that, and they don't have possible somebody to work on them. What I'm trying to say is that thanks to the fact that I don't work by my feet and by my hands, I work by system and structures. I can do more than feet and hands can do. When we were riding to the car on Sunday, in the car to the church on Sunday, I told you that there's an adage, a saying in our language here in Ukraine, which I've written a book on it, that says, the lazy mind or the empty head forces legs and hands, it forces feet and hands to endlessly run out as together. Empty head, empty mind. It forces feet and hands to endlessly run etasketa. You know why it's forcing them to run etasketa? Because the place is empty. It there's nothing to work there. Since nothing is working in the head, the indication that you don't have anything in your head, your head is empty. Your brain is just like a decoration. It's like it's sleeping. It's not just sleeping. It's buried in that head. It's just the burial ground. For a lot of people, their head is the burial ground for the brain. The brain has been buried there. That's a cemetery. So the sign that your head is the cemetery of your brain is how much you run enter-skater with your mouth, or with your feet, or with your head. But that's very difficult for you to understand that phrase if you don't think. What that is trying to say basically is a mind. We are created by God to walk with our minds, not with our feet or hands. So, but when you have been reduced to somebody that has lost the functionality of the mind, or that has buried or condemned the mind, or emptied the mind or the head, then you want to compensate, because when you don't have content, you want to compensate by just trying to be active. But real work in life is what you are able to configure it, through your mind. What you are able to put together, calculate. That's what Jesus was trying to say to when he said, anybody that wants to build a tower, to just sit down, not be wrong. Not, yeah, even not about the cost right now. It says sit down. So you cannot do anything constructive and worthwhile in life with your feet. Because when you sit down, you are not running right and scatter with your feet anymore. I would prefer that you are sitting down to build. How can you sit down and be building? Because the people who are going to do it with their hands and feet, they are not the ones who actually own the building. They are the ones who are the laborers, manual laborers. But the people who constructed and built that tower is the architect, and the architect only has to sit down and he works with his mind. He has to see a vision, see the whole detail of it. So that comes by sitting. If he didn't draw anything, he didn't come up with any concept, any draft, any sketch, any mind work, either there will be no building at all, or there will only be sand building, sand houses and by the waterside, like the children do. Or the kind of houses that Africans build, hut. We call them hut, not houses. See what Jesus is saying. He said also, if anybody wants to go to war against another king or another kingdom, you also don't go and carry gun and those are the people who don't come back from war. They don't come back. That's right. Because you said there is war, and you bring it. That's what I see in films. You begin to run like that, and just carry gun. But real military people, the countries that yes, they have what they call headquarters, or what they call supreme headquarters, or whatever. Command centers, war centers, control rooms. Yeah. Those are sitting centers, not the shooting centers. And that's what Jesus was talking about when he said, "Go and sit down first." So when either it is build house you are building a tower, or war you are going to plan, or you are going to war to fight for war, it's all about sitting. That's what that parable adage means. That only empty heads. So when each time I used to come to England, and then New York later on, and I see black people, wear black suits, and 5 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 7 o'clock in the morning, they are already launching to work. They are going to clean office before the man who is using the head comes to work. So when you are old, you need to walk with your feet like that or with your hands. It means something is empty somewhere. Empty hands, empty head is the thing that is the reason why feet and hands have to be running at a skater or mouth. But anywhere where the mind has been engaged to work, when you walk by understanding and wisdom, you begin to discover what Solomon discovered when he said, by wisdom a house is built, not by bricklayers, not by brick or laborers, not by brick or cement. So a house is not built by brick or cement. No, it's built by wisdom. You have to sit down, see, draw it. The house is already completed. This house was completed like 6 months before we even found the land for it. What am I saying? So, I think it's a long, complicated answer. The first part, I wanted you to see the foresight and the correlation between what is happening today as a futuristic event, as a pointer to the future event. Then the second part, I'm giving you the secret really of my modus operandi, or what do you call it? Yes, so mode of operation, which is I would rather work through understanding, wisdom, understanding, and that's how I work, and that's why I'm not mistaken when I say something. So since you are curious though, how come I said it in April, and I was so sure I was going to have the result by May? I gave you the secret behind it, but if you are really concerned about the book, I can also show you that I was not talking about 50 books by May in 1 month's time, just 1 month, to have 50 books. I was not talking about it because it was sporadic or, just I needed to run. No, I was working on it every day, but not like, I needed to stress myself. I didn't stress myself about it. In fact, the people who are stressing themselves are just the people who are supposed to go and take it to the printer and print. They are the ones who are stressing themselves. The people like Igor and something, they don't write anything. They just need to go and take it to print. They are not even succeeding in printing fast, or even downloading to the internet, to the Amazon. But I don't know if this will benefit you, but it might not benefit you. But you tell me if you would need to see it or you don't need to see it. You might not need it, but I don't think you need it. But I thought if you're really curious, that I might just as well try to fulfill or quench your thirst of that curiosity.
I want to see everything, please.
Okay, come and see it here. this is only, first of all, before I go to this one. Okay, let me see. I will just type one word. Note. Okay, you see different, the same kind of colors, right? Okay. If you look at the numbers, can you see any number? This number, 610?
Yes.
610, 7,
Different numbers.
8. What is the highest number you can see here? Is
You have
it,
to open it. Have the glasses on.
is it 15 or 14? 14, okay. But let me just open one for you. Okay, 7.
Okay.
Okay. You see the numbers? Content. These numbers you are seeing, they are numbers of books. How many have you seen? This is 40. Huh?
33, 68. No, 88.
Okay.
130, 176, 221, 267, 301. Under
So-
one column.
So if I now do this looks like just one ordinary note, but this is a whole book here. Okay, if I go back and I do this and I just press anything here, it will take you to this one here is a whole book here. If I go back, I just press go to anywhere. It's a whole system. This one here is a whole book. Every chapter is a whole book here. Okay? So these are all manuscripts. But see, what number is this?
7.
Okay, and how many of them did we say we saw?
301.
Huh?
301.
No.
301.
That is
Under
in
14.
that is in book 7.
Yeah.
But how many of these books? In one book 7, how many books did you say? In one
One set, 301.
301.
One books.
In one book,
In one set.
In one
One
set. In one
tab.
set. Yes, in one. And how many of those sets do we have?
I think about 14 or
14. Oh.
So it's
you
approximately
open-
15 times 301.
Yeah. These are a amount of manuscripts. Yes, these are the amount of, no, not all of them are numerous. It's maybe it's the biggest one. Another one will be 200, 150, 300.
Even if it's 2. What we're talking about.
Why? Because I walk in the secret for the future. So my future, I started by saying future, what you see today. So that's 50 something. For you who are being impressed, you are talking about 50 books. I don't know. Yeah, I know.
It's not a big deal.
It's not really about a big deal. It's just a little glimpse.
Yeah, it takes
Peep.
for the future.
So the future, you can now see a little bit of it. So when I say my dream is to write 1,000 books before I die, that's just to physically be able to write. But the manuscript I have, you saw now.
No, it's more than that.
Because I don't want to write shallow books like Americans are doing. 50 books, they say it's a book. 30, some of them are only 30 pages, 50 pages, they say it's a book. Some of them are even 30 pages. All those faith books we used to read those days are not charismatic books. Those are not books, so they deceive you that you are reading books. They read books. You never learn to read books. But because I went to university, I studied well, I even did my master's and I was passing for a PhD. So, and I know what book is. So all my books, minimum will be 200 pages or 300 pages. And not just small pages with big comes, no. These are, real books.
And bold titles as well.
Yes.
Provoking titles. Yeah. It's not like 5 steps to success.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
So, but so where are these things coming from? You see, that is why what you do with your life on a daily basis. People don't maximize life. In fact, the only concern that I have is that, like I said, I have, book titles and manuscripts in the thousands, but I'm only concerned that my lifetime will only allow me to do 1,000. So you see, my concern now is only that I have too many things that my life will be too short for me to be able to bring up. This is just book. Then, if you see, I have 100,000 projects for Nigeria already here. I'm about 5. This little thing that's in here. So why, how, when? One human being. Just like you people are looking at my Facebook something. It says 8 months, 15 years worth of Sunday messages. 15 years. How could you do it in 8 months? Because, so that's why I am always wondering. Maybe it's true that people are saying I'm from another world. Though. So what are people doing? I am surprised that people are not living that way. People are not maximizing life. Then. So what were they doing in their lifetime? What were they? What have they? Where were they? What happened?
That's a question I ask myself whenever I'm actually in contact with you. That's a question that just comes into my mind whenever I'm just like sitting down now. What am I doing? That's a question that I just keep asking myself because I could have done it, Yeah, that's the question I ask myself. What am I around here? Yeah.
It's just like saying, people, different. Just like saying we're talking about drug addicts or people like that. We're not talking about 2 or 3 drug addicts. But when we're talking about people to raise for politics or something, we're not talking about 2 or 3. So, if we could learn to maximize life, and I'm not that say I'm just living in some monastery somewhere or monastery. I'm here. I'm with people. You not even think I'm doing anything. You just think I'm just laughing and saying hi to everybody. That's what I'm doing. But you must be able to, life, time is the material from which life is made. So time, life itself is a product, material. It's a product that is coming from time.
How do you maximize your mind and time? Sorry, I'm just...
Okay, come, bring your iPad. You have iPad?
Yes, sir.
Or you don't have it? Okay, come and see I will tell you that. I will answer the question, don't worry. This is YouTube. It's called YouTube. You have to write the steps down. Just write the steps.
Okay, steps. I have YouTube.
Go to YouTube. Okay, I've gone there. I'm opening YouTube now.
Okay, where's my YouTube?
So my own YouTube is opening now.
I'm on YouTube. Yeah. Now I can find it. Okay, I have my YouTube open.
Has it opened? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Then there's this something here. It's called Search.
Yes.
Like a
Search engine.
right?
Yes, yeah.
Or it's like an amplifier, what they call it, like a lens.
Magnifying glass.
Magnifying glass. This magnifying glass, if you press it like this, it's called Search.
Yes.
YouTube 101.
If you press that thing, Then they give you an option like this to type. Yeah, so you type there Sunday Adelaja official. You see, this is the way it's written. Sunday Adelaja official. Also. Sunday Adelaja official. You see the words it's typed. When you press it like that, search it. You see this picture here.
Yes, sir.
This picture here, I was wearing blue jacket and green shirt and green
Tie.
tie.
Bow tie.
You can say it.
Yes.
But you don't just, when you press Sunday Adelaja official, apart from this photograph here, that is here, you will see many of Sunday Adelaja bigger ones under. That's where the problem starts. The problem with all people who are following me and want to learn from me and get the best of me starts from not being able to use
YouTube
or find right information. They are not organized. So because they are not organized in their mind and in their life, they don't even know how to
Search.
search in an organized manner. So when they get here, like they get on they see this little photograph here, and they think they're already in the channel. But even though you searched it, but you are not in the channel yet, but you will keep on seeing all kind of my videos, all videos on that. You see, all of these are all my videos, and you think you're on my channel already, but you're not even there yet. Yes, you're following. Good. But this is not the thing yet. So don't go and press this one. Oh. So this one here that has all the videos, my video blog is good. But if you press it, this is the playlist someone else has done. Some wrong ones might come in there at one time. So when you just play it, they are not, it's somebody else who have been listening to just compile this. This is just a blockage. And then if you go to the next one, these are just the ones that come randomly by YouTube. They just suggest put anyone they want in front. But that is not an orderly manner of doing things. You have to be systematic in everything. And we have set everything up in a systematic order. So make sure, since the first thing that came for a Sunday Adelaja official, like this, don't go and press it, don't go and press all the things that are under. There are many under. Make sure you press the photo itself. Don't go to the videos under. Press this one like this. Press the photograph itself in the head.
Yes, sir.
So is the photograph always the first one, or it could
Yes.
be?
No, most of the time, the first one. If you put Sunday Adelaja official. But then you get to the channel, which is this, with all great men, and that same photograph is at the corner there. And then, when you go look at the page, you see immediately all the videos are here. All kinds of videos on that page. Then it's full of different things. So most people, what they do, this one, this another, this another, this another, this another, this another. They just see all the videos like that, and they click on any video because they are in a hurry. And they want to hear something. So you just click on the first one that is here. But don't ever do that. That's a mistake.
Okay.
Even though you're already in the channel, but you don't do that. Don't do that. No.
Okay.
So once you know you are in the channel, you see all the videos are there arranged, which is good, but take your time and go and look for something that is called playlist. On top of the page, you have home, you have videos, you have playlist, channel, about. So don't go to home, you're already in the home. If you go to the video, it's just a whole bunch of all the videos in the channel, one by one, but they are not according to its order. But you have playlists. That is what we need.
Sure.
We are all guilty.
So if
We're all
you
guilty.
if you press, if you press now playlist, now you are talking. You see playlist now. Then you will see all kinds of windows. After, if you go down, don't press anything yet, too. Try to go down that page. After the third one or so, after the third line, you will see something that says either more, view more, or there will be a sign of more or something like that. Or arrow. Where is it? Where are you? No, where is the top?
This is the top.
Okay, this is the top. You see the view more.
Oh, right. Oh.
It's called view more. You say you jump that. You might not notice if you just keep on going. What is the mistake she has made right there now?
Wow. Okay.
She just kept on going down. Okay, she welcome to this is the playlist. And you know, the mistake Rosalind made is that she just kept on going down. And thought that is all the playlist. No. Those are just suggested also. It is still YouTube idea. But what you are supposed to do is to take your time. You see the first line, second line, third line. But she jumped this little thing. This little thing here is called
View 30 plus more.
This means a lot of more playlists according to the order that were created, they are there. So if you don't press that one, you just go there, it's just other suggestions that they put. But make sure you don't go to anything. Don't press anything yet. Go to this view.
30 plus more pages.
Yes. That is now where you get your full display of the playlist in this channel. Then if you press that one now, then you have it vertical, not like horizontal the way they were, but it will now become vertical. You see, vertical like this. But it's not about verticality I want to talk about. You know, but what I want to talk about that now, they are now topics, you see. You see, they are now topics. Now you pick any topic, look through, keep on reading through the topic. Mark the topics that you want to study. This is the studying part of it. Now, but if you look also again, now you see how they are arranged. But apart from that, if you look at it, see each topic, you will see a number that is written on the page. Like this one's a Golden Jubilee. How many? 12.
videos.
It means there are 12 videos there. So if you just open one, but the way, if you don't do like this, if you are just printed, you just do it one there, you know, anyone randomly, no order. But if you want to really be thorough and be building on one another, building on, totally become expert in one thing, that you finish this whole 12 before you go and pick the next one you want. So if you keep on going like this now, it says self-confidence. There are 5 here. So you want to finish that one first. You don't just want to, then if you say, okay, I want to do the HMT. Okay, HMT 2007, HMT April, HMT, you know, so then you could go to different HMTs that you want. The Embassy of God's anniversary. Then if you want to do other things, okay, this one says HMT Archive. This one says Practical Parenting, The Art of Thinking, Who Wins in Life. That's how you now begin to pick each one. And each one of them has a number of videos. So the question you asked was, before you came here, what led me to this? You asked the question about
I'm so dazed right now. I said, how do you maximize your mind?
Okay, so let's say the question you have is about the mind, how to maximize your mind. Okay, see the thing we're going, you have the list, let's start the list from the beginning. Okay, you see, the first one is DSA Golden Jubilee birthday wishes.
Yeah.
That is not the mind. Great Jubilee celebration, there is no mind there. Biography, no mind there. Happy birthday, DSA marathon testimony. No, that's not the one I asked for. You are asking for. DSA question time. That is not the one you're asking for. Self-confidence. That is not. You are talking about
The mind.
mind. Okay. So you keep on going. Keep on going. Keep on going down. You keep on reading what you are going through. See the mind. The art of
Thinking.
how many of them?
15 videos.
Then you make sure you go through all the 15 thoroughly. Then you get all the answers from A to Z. Then let's check again if there are anything again there about the mind. That's just one series. Concentration. But that is not the end though. There's still more about mind here for you. But that you just put that one down. Don't start listening to that immediately. Oh. Just put it in your note. Okay, one of the things I need to go to concerning the mind is the art of thinking. Okay, put that down. Don't start listening. Oh. Make sure you go through all the list of the playlist first. So let's keep on going. How to be an architect of your life, that's not it. Miracle Center, that's not it. How to be a hero to your child, no. Man, importance of father. Difference between a man and a woman, no. Every lady before he marries, no. Love, no. When love's turned to hate, no. Blessing or problem, no. Adversity, no. You cannot love God, no. Life is predictable, no. Life is a school, no. Financial teaching, no. Planet Earth, no. Kingdom, no. Church, no. Series, no. Because we are talking about mind. So we keep on looking. Why losing your job is a blessing. Now, the thing that will help you, how do you maximize your mind? You are talking of your mind, that is that of the thing. But I also want to show you the next one that will help you. How to maximize your whole life self. And since I was talking about time as the product, the raw material from where life was created, this is the thing, the time and conversion series. You see, I was saying, what are you converting your life to? Your time, how are you going? What are you doing with your this is the real topic you need, even before the mind. So it's called the time and conversion. So there are how many of them? 29 videos. And this one is called number 11 by itself, okay? Then there is another one that is called spiritual experiences must be converted to a tangible product. You see all things about conversion here. You will become experts like me. Not just to convert books or mind, but your whole life. Now you have only how many left? Maybe 50 left or so. So you are already not 20 years old. So that's what I mean. So you now want to target something like this. How to convert your every minute to a product. And even your experiences to a product. These are the things that will make you Pastor Sunday himself. So leave the one of thinking first. Start with what to do with your life that you have. That's the start with the time and conversion series. It's called number 11.
Number 13.
Then number 13. Yes, you are right. Spiritual experiences must be converted to judgment. Then number 3 is the work series, 12.
13, 12.
Yeah, so 11, 12, 13. But if
13, 12.
yes, 11, 13, 12. Then the next one you want to add to that is 14, the faith series. Those 4 ones will just make you to begin to view your years, your everyday life, as a resource, as a material from where you could be creating some concrete product. Either it's wristwatch you create today or clothes you create today. So these 4 things, these are the 4 series. That's
Maximizing life.
Yes. Just to begin to see your life as something that you can, as a bucket with water, and you can know you have something in your hand, you can put the water and you use for this one. You put the water, but it will help you to contain your life and put in a container and be able to define your life, be able to put it in a sizable, tangible, you'll be able to see your life and life as something concrete you can just undo like this and use. But for most people, it's like air. Time or their life is like air. Like you cannot undo it. But these things will make you to begin to see not as air or mirage or
Tangible.
yeah, ephemeral or something, but as something you can just begin to use like this. As soup, you can just begin to, as a bio, as something like this, yes. So that is those 4 things, they will do that for you. Then if you want to go deep and use your mind and say, oh, you need the mind to be developed, then you go to those other ones. But let's start with this one. 4th one is the faith series, it's called. Faith series is called number 14.
Number 14.
There are 25 of them in that one. So I'm showing you a great secret here.
Thank you so much, sir. When you first said go to YouTube, we were all laughing. I thought you were just teasing us. But we all know what YouTube is and the search button. So we're all giggling. We thought he was teasing us. We're all
I
laughing.
said YouTube 101.
Yes, and we all laugh. But I think we're all, I don't know how we figure right now. Who's laughing exactly? Very humbled. Thank you.
When I showed the man from California now, Bernard, he was in the room with me. I was talking with him in the room just before he left. And I showed him this whole thing. He said, Pastor, how much is it? I said, what do you mean how much? He said, it's free. He said, He said, where is the code? Where is the password? I don't know password. He said, password, let's speak password. I said, why? He said, because I am a member of, he said, these topics I'm seeing here, I've been a member of John Maxwell, maybe I should have mentioned him. John Maxwell, he also has some material somewhere. And that he said I pay $5,000. What?
Yeah.
$5,000.
I applied for it, so I saw the price.
$5,000 just to be a member, to have access like this. Every member, there are a million of them, paying $5,000 each. So if I want to make money, if every member is paying $5,000 and there are a million members. He said, but even these topics, I didn't see there. And nothing constructive like this, just
oh my goodness.
I'm not even as building this.
I don't know what to say.
For this alone, it's worth
The trip to give.
This has just blown my mind.
Thanks for the question.
Yeah.
That's the thing about
I mean, sorry, you have to thank you for answering. No, thank you for answering, because it was just bothering me. How can you create 50 books in a short time? And they're big books with big titles, provoking titles.
Unless one sort of like pulls it out of you.
I will just be quiet. I will not even say
You
anything.
have to ask and you shall receive.
Sophia was saying that first, unless you pull it out.
I will not say anything.
Now I understand. Sorry.
Yes, go ahead. I want to listen.
Now I understand what you were saying this afternoon when we were out there. That all this that we're seeing and hearing, and we were pulling our wigs and our heads out, those are not even your call. Check.
Real deliverance is
I don't know what to say.
it's not laying on the ground.
For example, let's say you had asked a question about financial liberty, how to become financially free. If that is the question that is bothering you, I would advise you to go for that first.
Okay.
Even before knowing what to do with your life. Because if you don't have financial freedom, you will be under concern. So that same YouTube, where we went, I will go through the process again. Again, this YouTube. I go to search. I put Sunday Adelaja official, you see. You see the picture. Don't go anywhere. Don't follow those things. Those are distractions. But even though I'm the one there, I'm the one there, but they are not orderly.
Random selection of anything just to fill the
YouTube.
page.
It's just YouTube doing stuff. Yeah.
And that's what people just go to. So they say, I listen to one of it sometimes, but they are not constructed. Nothing is constructive.
No
Nothing,
order.
I listen to that one, I listen to that one, I listen to that. So they are just
Noise. It's like
Can I
noise.
make a confession?
yes, sir.
That's how I've been listening to
Yeah,
you.
Are you see that?
Me too.
I just come and look. Which one?
I put his name.
Ah!
And that one.
That's how they go.
And then sometimes you see part one. Sometimes you.
Okay, let's do the financing, then we will do the parenting later.
Okay.
Okay.
Financial.
Let's do the financial. So we are here already.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You must
sir.
press that blue button.
Yes,
You
sir.
see?
Then there's playlist.
Then the playlist.
Yes.
You see?
Then you go down.
Then no, don't go down.
You go a little bit.
You go a little bit. Only 3
That's what I
lines.
mean. View 30 plus.
Yeah.
Only yes,
Yeah.
and 30 plus.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
That is key.
Yeah.
Even you could press the blue something. Even you could press the playlist and still miss it.
Okay. If you go further down. Yeah.
Because before I went all the way down.
Did she do that?
Yeah. I didn't see that blue link.
Amazing.
And they wrote small. 30 plus pages. They just wrote small. You will miss it. Because there are many things coming. It might not show like that, but there will be
Master.
playlist.
Your 1,
Just
2,
showing
3.
And arrow, that's it.
That's it.
In some places it is arrow.
But then that's. And I don't
Maybe
want
your
to
device,
press
you know,
this
device
So
is
your
actually,
device is different from
yeah,
mine.
device is like,
Can it go
device.
horizontal?
Are you getting on your one?
Horizontal. I have it on mine. This makes a difference.
Is yours Apple?
Yeah, it
Is
is.
it Apple?
Yes.
Yeah. Mine
iPad. So playlist.
Oh, sorry, playlist. I'm pressing it to read.
This is delivered. If this is
Left the arrow.
and if you do the
You
10,000
don't have it.
hours,
It's alright.
It didn't show
just,
everything.
you've written down the order.
No, I'll get it from you. I'll get it. You wrote it down.
Somebody has to take you through it.
What else?
Okay, so let's do the
I will
finance.
update the.
Okay, let's
Let's do the
is it
financial.
topical, right?
If she wants, yes, stop it. So we'll do the same thing. We are looking for financial series.
This is
So if you want to be financially free, you are already no. We are already on the playlist. We've already pressed 30 plus. Don't do search again.
okay.
Don't do search again at all.
Okay.
Yes.
Just keep on going down each time. Look through the topics
Okay, and pick.
and the
take your
titles.
pick.
Look for financial or money, anything financial or money.
Okay.
We keep on going. We have not seen it yet. We have not. I know it's number 4. These numbers, but not since this is 31, for example. But we just keep on looking. Don't look for the number. Just look for the title you want. You are looking for about money. We're looking for money.
Go.
So we keep on going down. We keep on going down.
Lord.
We keep on going down. Don't be according to press anyone you are saying so far. Just keep. This is
The
it.
loss of money.
The laws of money, financial teachings. 52.
Video.
Videos.
I've told you whole world. The financial teacher I'm into. You say, oh yes, I saw one there. Right? Oh yes, I saw
Yeah,
that.
because
Yes,
that's
I
all
listened to
you
one.
see. You see part 1, then you won't see 2 or.
Yeah.
Or
But-
it's just scattered.
But you still be happy.
But come on,
Scatter.
you still be happy. You'll be rejoicing.
And then you hear the 2 and you're thinking
You have done.
it's incomplete,
Yes.
but you can't find the rest.
But see the order. You see the playlist. You see now the laws of money, financial. If you press it like this, all the 52, you see,
Oh my word.
by order, one after the other, no one jumps after another one. Until you finish, yes, you have to just sit down here, block out every other thing from your life.
3 days solitude.
3 days solitude, or 1 week solitude, or 7 days
Just sit
solitude.
down there.
Just sit down there. And some people don't know what to do in solitude.
There's a teaching of solitude also.
Yeah, but some people don't know that this is the answer.
This is
The
it.
playlist.
And the 10,000 hours.
You get it. You can be going, even the financial something alone, you can be going every month to
10,000
solitude.
hours.
Just to sit down and just be going over and over until they become flesh. So, but then it is orderly. You will not miss one. And then you will not go one, that one, so you will not put the last one first and the first one first, middle one like that.
And then it's all
It's never.
scattered
No.
and
So everything is just one after the You see? You see? So until you have finished that, you yourself know you are not equipped financially. But once you go through that, though, you know you are absolutely ready. And there is nothing anybody can tell you. In fact, I will not tell you anything. You yourself will give yourself a date when you become your millionaire. Just by just sitting on this one, listening alone. You yourself will fix your own date. Not be go come. Okay, now Pastor Chris was saying our own passion is women or what? What do you say?
Children.
Children.
parenting.
You do the same thing.
I thought about being a hero to your child.
No, don't be in a hurry. Go back to your YouTube. We open YouTube. Go to search for Sunday Adelaja Official. You press it. When you press it, you see the picture, small picture like that comes on with many other of my own video, not be another person's video. But don't be in a hole to touch it all. It is this the way Satan has deceived many. They put Sunday Adelaja like that. Sometimes YouTube will go and put this small thing and then put big ones. People who are attacking me and spreading bad news about me. They will put videos of deception. So people will be pressing the big videos of deception. They didn't even get to me at all. And they were looking for me and they will feature, they rubbish their mind. But you just see this green something. Press the picture itself in the head. So when it's open like that, don't go and press anyone. You are saying, this is already my page. Everything is there. But don't go press anyone.
Yeah, because you see all these as well.
And they are attractive.
Very attractive. Looks ordinary.
Colorful.
And try to
Also good.
Yes, now.
But take your time. Have power over your emotions. Self-control. Then look for playlists and press it like this. Is it being pressed?
A little excitement.
Yes.
So think.
Yeah, don't let the excitement carry you away. Then also, if you say, oh, playlist, I'm in playlist, and just go keep on going like that and press anything, you are in trouble. You then miss it all by then. So you go to the point, you see that 2, 3 lines. After 3 lines, there will be either an arrow that says press more, or this phrase says view 30 plus something. So video, so you put. Then it goes vertical. Then you'll be going down and count and saying what topic you want is about children, family, women, and things like that. So you begin to go down. So let's go. The first one here is Golden Jubilee, another one. Celebration, another one. Biography, another one. Testimony, another one. You got it?
I've updated the quick.
So keep on going down.
Oh my goodness.
Then you see family videos, DSA family video, but it's not the one.
That's DSA.
You see DSA family.
It's different.
It's different. Practical parenting, but that is if you just know that, put your paper down and say, okay, practical parenting number 31 is one of the things that I want.
Okay.
But that's not the only one. So keep on looking.
How to become
How to become a hero to your child. Take your pen and write it down.
Okay.
There are 15 alone. on how to become
How
heroes to
to
your
raise
children.
up godly children.
But it's not the only one. No, there's another one that seems similar. It's called how to raise up godly children,
And at the end, what you can add it to
and
your
you put that
playlist.
one also.
You can add it to your playlist at the edge there.
Yes, you see, love, hate. That's it. So you put all
You
those
got
things
those
down.
3, and then you just
Even more than 3. If okay, for example, it says how to practically practical parenting 1.
Okay, that's the
Practical
like a
aspect of it.
family, yeah.
How to become a hero,
Church,
that's 2.
2. And then raising up
The
godly
godly children, that's 3. What men expect from their wife, maybe for husband and wife, that's similar something, if they want. Then the importance of a father in the family is also about parenting. That's 4 right there. What is a man, who is a man? That's all about men. So, and then you have the difference between a man and a woman. And then you have what every lady must know before marriage. And then you have what a man must know before marriage also. Then right and wrong understanding of love. When love turns to hate, also all those things. Then you become academic. You will become 10,000 hours pour up just on that topic. 10,000 hours. We are talking about 10,000 hours, but I'm talking about 50 something hours. So you go through it 10 times or 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, you're already packaged. You become expert in how to become a millionaire. You become expert in how to raise up children, how to manage families, and family issues, or any topic that you decide to. So that's why that man said, Pastor, let's do password.
Put a code
A code.
and block it. Subscribe first.
But I want to address all of you who are privileged to see this now. So in the name of Jesus, be doing video to show how to maximize Pastor Sunday's Facebook page and the YouTube page. How to discover the greatest wealth in the world. How to go and do some videos about, so that people will learn how to, because I will not be talking about this again or anytime or a song or all of you have to. All of you, I beg all of you who do video.
Another day, especially set aside for Facebook Live.
And show people. And show people how to exploit it.
I wanted to talk about the children's HMT coming up in August.
Yes.
Because some people. I don't want to, because I was really. What I picked up from the children, Perez, Zoe, and Pearl, I was just awesome. I can't get it off my. I was just.
My kids be here.
Yeah, and we were talking about it and saying that all these students and young people, they don't know how blessed they are to be accessing this. Some are in their 50s and sister and we were, sort of gathered and we were like, if only we had access to this. But we're still grateful to God because some went into their graves without even being exposed to things like this. So in everything, you should still, give God praise. But in order to build a solid foundation in our children, I think everyone with children from the age, 10 to 20, there's going to be an HMT in August, the first week in August. I think everyone should just put their kids on the plane to come here.
Or you could even come with them if you want.
Yeah, okay, they could book to come with them. Okay, all right. I think they're going to be posting out videos or how to actually go about it from this week.
No, but there are coordinators in different countries, right? Anybody who is interested, let them write to what? To guest.
So to guest house. So if so if people can coordinate in their various, like we have DSA family in every sort of nation. If that can be put together, perhaps maybe the DSA heads, leaders in all the various nations can have coordinators to represent them. Because really, this is something that is going to totally transform their lives and change them for good. So that can, because...
I lend my voice to that. I'm just, what Pastor Chris is trying to say is that we have already agreed on it. That because so many parents were asking that is it possible to do this kind of HMT for their children? Because they don't want to lose their children forever. That we could still save these children.
Save them.
Why you could give them a trip? Why don't you, anybody that wants to sacrifice, if your children have not gotten out of hand yet, they have not gone away from it. Yeah, you could still propose to them. Either they are believers or they are not believers. Yeah. Send them. We know how to make them believers here. So from the age of 12, or 10 to 20. From the age of 10 to 20, the first week. What date is the Babusha? What date? Okay, so the first week of August, mostly maybe from Friday to from Monday to Friday or something. Yeah? Monday to Friday. So you could come with your children or children by themselves. You bring them, we take care of them. But the idea is that intensive HMT period for children with Pastor Sunday for 1 week.
Hallelujah. Or do we call it young people so that the word children doesn't...
Teenagers, young adults. Yes. So if you are interested, you can already write a guest at godembassy.org. We'll give you more information from there. And if you want to be a coordinator, a country coordinator, a city coordinator, write as well to guest at godembassy.org. How long have you been going with the video? Because we always have a change.
2 hours, 41 minutes.
Almost 3 hours. Yeah. So I hope God has blessed all of you tonight. You are not sleeping before you go to the plane.
I'm going to sleep now. I'm going to sleep now.
But you want to share something to us?
Yes.
Let's hear more testimonies.
Hello, everybody. I'm Wale Pastor Study's cousin. We've been here for the past, I've been here for almost a week now, and I think you've just seen a sample, a little snippet of who Pastor Sunday is. He doesn't hold knowledge for himself. He's a vessel that obviously there's a lot of knowledge that God is transferring a lot of information into him. And part of his strongest gift is that he chooses to give it away for free. You've just seen a sample of it. This wasn't rehearsed, this wasn't planned. This is just a topic that came up. And this is his lifestyle in every area of his life, whether it's in any topic, in anything, So when he says things are possible or he will do something, I think you've just seen a simple sample of who the man is and what he's all about. I have been greatly enriched by him. I think if you watched the interview that I did previously, I told you I can list a few people in my life that has influenced me, and I know Pastor Sunday, I hold him right up there. And it's a pleasure. It's just been a pleasure to be here, to celebrate with him, to spend time with his family, to spend time with the greater family of Pastor Sunday, which is the family all around the world. I think we just need to just continue to support him, pray for him, that a golden trophy has been caged. Yes, yet he's still impacting the world. You can now imagine when that cage is released, how we'll all benefit from it. So I think what we need to do is just continue to pray. Continue to pray that those that, when this whole thing started, obviously people were thinking they were harming him or trying to do harm to him. But you see what God has done. Even his story of his life, which you all know, again, you've seen what God has done. So when a man has gone through that, and he's still going through what he's going through, but yet he's still impacting the world, and he's still impacting us individually, we're all coming to him, we're draining knowledge from him, he's sharing it, he doesn't hold anything, he's not holding anything away. I think the world needs to be prepared for the greatness which we're already seeing, and I think we just prepare yourself as well to be able to impact and be able to transfer the knowledge. I think the greatest thing that we can all do as a learner, I train people as well, and what you do is you want to find that person that, the greatest gift you can do is to train someone the best way and have that person be able to have the ability to train other people. That's what Pastor Nandi does every single day.
Yep.
Every area of his life, whether it's his family, whether it's his biblical principles, whether it's practices of how you can gain financial wealth, whether it's your marriage, whether it's raising your children. You've seen it. You've seen samples of his own children on stage or actually talking to the camera. I marvel. I sit there with a 14-year-old girl, and my mouth is like, okay, hello, what's going on here? What have I done wrong? That's just what it is. You're sitting, you're seeing her interpretate. Somebody has spoken for 5 minutes, and she sits there and interprets everything. So all that knowledge has been gained, and just put out without having to even say, come on. So let's just continue to thank this man of God. I think Ukraine has been blessed that he's been here for this longer time. God has now shown us all around the world who he is and what the potential is. So let's continue to support him and pray that God breaks this chain and brings this light to continue to shine bigger and brighter, and that we all know it will be. So God bless you all. Have a great night and or great morning or a great rest of the day. Take care. Thank you.
On that good note. Yeah? Can we end on that good note?
On that good note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you, Pastor Sunday, and happy 50th. And we wish you continuous strength, good health, prosperity, and we pray that God opens blessings beyond your wildest imagination to you and your family in the mighty name of Jesus Christ.
This is even better than it.
Thank you.
God bless.